Hey, happy Friday! It is Friday. It is May the 8th in the year 2020, and we are now coming to the end of week 6 of our remote learning, which means that we only have 1.5 weeks left of school for the whole school year, including today. You only have 9 school days left. I don't know if you've noticed up in their corner up here, I've started our countdown, so I'm excited about that. Weather looks not too bad. It's definitely more cloudy today, I think, than yesterday at the beginning of the day. It got cloudy, toward the end of the day. Cloudy today, but I think the weekend is supposed to be really nice. All right. So let's talk about our language of today. We are going to be talking about the language of Korean. And they actually speak Korean in North and South Korea. So looking at the map of Asia, so you can see where Korea is. We've got this island nation over here of Japan, and then right across the Sea of Japan, there's kind of this goldish color up top. That's North Korea, and you can see the capital is Pyongyang. And then down here, kind of the reddish, is South Korea, and you can see their capital is a city called Seoul. Okay. Now, what I want you to understand is for a long, long time, Korea was all one country. It was just Korea. And kind of 1870s, late 1870s, 1880s, they were taken over by Japan. They had constant battles back and forth with Japan over the control of their own country. And during World War II, Japan actually controlled Korea. Okay, and we'll talk about how they got separated and how they became two countries and what that has to do with World War II in just a moment. I'm going to show you, though, some information about North Korea while I also tell you in Korean how we say hello. So if you look up here at this top word, a long word, lots of vowels, lots of E's and O's, okay, you pronounce this 여보세요. All right, so again, if you ever get to travel to North or South Korea, you want to give them a polite, friendly greeting, you would say 여보세요. All right, so this is the flag of North Korea. All right, the red color represents the Communist Revolution because North Korea becomes a communist country. The two white thin stripes and then the white behind the star represent purity. And then the two blue bars represent peace and friendship. Then the red star has become known kind of as a symbol of communism. So what happened to separate these countries was, the United States and the Allied forces won in World War II. Well, Japan was part of the Axis forces with Germany, Nazi Germany. They lost in World War II in 1945. And so as part of the ending of that war, Korea got separated into North Korea and South Korea. Okay? And let me show you how this worked. Because Russia was actually part of the Allied forces in World War II. So you see on the screen that northern part of Korea became Soviet controlled. Russia controlled it. So you can see the Soviet flag at that time and the North Korean flag. And then on the bottom, the southern portion of South Korea became controlled and occupied by the United States. And so you can see the US flag and then the South Korean flag, which we'll talk about in a moment. But they literally used a latitude line to mark off where that country divided, and it's called the 38th parallel. And that's what separates North and South Korea into these two countries. And so then here you have the flag of South Korea. They both speak the same language. Obviously, they're both speak Korean. So again, 여보세요 is how you would say hello there. White for them means peace and purity on their flag. Red represents positive cosmic forces, and blue represents negative cosmic forces. And this symbol in the middle, I don't know if you recognize it or not, but it's the yin yang symbol. Balance is what yin and yang is all about. And so this represents the balance of the positive and negative forces in the universe that balance each other. And then you have the black bars or the trigrams. Notice tri means 3, and so you've got three within those bars, and they are different symbols. Some of them are for the celestial bodies. We talked about celestial, of heaven and earth and the sun and the moon. Some of them represent virtues like justice or intelligence, humanity, kindness, things like that. So that is the South Korean flag. Okay. So that's your language and your little history lesson for today. And we're going to talk about our observance for today, which is, it is World, not just National, but World Red Cross Day. And I don't know if you've ever heard of the Red Cross, but they are an organization who steps into countries all over the world if there's been a hurricane or an earthquake or a pandemic or a civil war that's ended, and people are suffering and people are in need of assistance, whether it's healthcare, provisions for survival, whatever they need. The Red Cross really kind of steps in and provides for those people and supports them. So they're a really great organization to support, and it goes all the way back to Clara Barton and U.S. history and the American Revolution, believe it or not. So I want to talk to you because it's going to tie into our word for the day, and our word for the day is provisions. Provisions, because the Red Cross provides provisions to people in need. So provisions are a supply of food or other necessities for survival. A supply of food or other necessities for survival. So I want you to think about what would be a provision in your mind. So like I can give you an example. A provision for survival would be water. Okay, so I want you to see if you can come up with another example. Think about if you were in a, just a horrible natural disaster and you were without everything. I want you to think of what would be a provision that you would be hoping someone would step in and provide for you. All right, provisions. Okay, let's talk about your brain teaser for Friday. Remember, it's number puzzles on Fridays. There's going to be multiple steps to answer. Remember, that last step is always going to have more than one mathematic function that you have to figure out. Always remember, make sure that you're doing the multiplication first. So let's look here at your math puzzle. You've got some multiplication here in the first step. You've got some addition here in your second step. And then down there in the bottom, remember to do the multiplication first and see if you can come up with the correct answer for your brain teaser for today. So again, pop in your word of the day sentence into your comment box using the word provisions and seeing if you can pop in the brain teaser answer in the comment box for more points. I will obviously check your online programs for points as well. Remember, you can keep doing your online programs also over the weekend to get points as well. And so we come back here to Korean right up here at the top. This word right here is how they say goodbye. You pronounce that annyeong. Annyeong. All right, so I'm going to say annyeong to you guys at the end of this week 6. Wrap it up strong. Remember, next week is the last week for schoolwork to be done, so really finish your year strong. I'm super excited for you guys. Only 9 days left. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you again Monday.